Welcome everyone to Sussex Youth Theatre Surgery Live,
where we go beneath the skin and get the answers to all the questions you want answered.
Yes, from theatre, TV, film, singing, news, gossip and advice. You send in the questions and we will answer them.
So Mitch, what's happening with the talent spot this week?
Well, I have a guided tour set up for you all.
A guided tour?
Yeah, it was a mission I did sort of last year, but I found it a while ago.
How exciting. I'm looking forward to it. But what's happening with our show?
Well, we have a very special guest who's been in show business for well over 30 years. She's a really very good close friend of mine, a best friend, and has worked tirelessly in the business for the last 30 years as an actress, an acting coach, and a child chaperone. So, as always, anyone out there, if you've got any questions or comments you want to put up there, let us know.
And just remember, we want everyone to get involved. So please, if you have any questions, do fire away. And if there are any adults or older human beings who have any questions, then do fire away.
Okay, shall we crack on then?
Yeah.
So on the show today, we have Aisha Spot. She'll be letting us know what a rising star gets up to. And we have all the news from SYT. Victoria Donovan is backstage and she'll be joining us soon. We have our talent spot. Could it be you? Stay tuned to find out. We have a jam-packed show. So kicking us off with her rising star spot is Aisha. So Aisha, rising star, what have you been up to?
Yeah, well, it's been quite busy. I'm not going to lie to you. Obviously, the first thing I want to say is Happy Pride Month, because it's finally June and we love Pride Month. Everyone out there who is members of the LGBTQ plus community, I am here for you. I love you guys and I think it is so important to celebrate Pride. It's one of my favorite things ever. I love it. I was going to put a rainbow flag up, but, you know.
Have you booked to go to Worthing Pride? Are you off to Worthing Pride at all?
Maybe. I know Brighton, I think it got cancelled, but if I can go to Worthing, I would love to, because I went to Brighton a few years ago and it was like one of the best things I've ever done. Got a massive rainbow milkshake and everyone was just so nice. These two guys just complimented my shirt and I was like, oh, everyone is just so nice here. I love Pride. I just think
love
it's so
that you're
much
just
fun.
Happy because you've got a rainbow milkshake. I mean,
yeah,
that's
I mean, isn't that the point of Pride?
It's impressive. How do you get a rainbow milkshake? I mean, how do they get all the layers in? All the coloured layers?
It was so good. It was like probably one of the best milkshakes I've ever had in my entire life. And I got rainbow glitter on my face to look, you know, so full of pride. And I got a badge with pronouns because pronouns are valid and important. And it's okay if you don't have a label either. You know, no one has to have one at the moment. And I just think Pride is so fun. So yeah, everyone celebrate Pride while it's June because it goes so quick. And I just, you know, I love it while it lasts.
It does go quick. So, apart from Pride, which you're obviously obsessed with, which is brilliant, what else have you been up to, like acting-wise, singing-wise?
Yeah, well, we got our Lambda results. And
we did our Lambda results.
Okay, so look, guys. This is a valuable lesson to be learned. You don't have to get the score you want for it to still be amazing. Because I got my Lambda results and I didn't get the score I wanted. I got a merit. I got 78 out of 100, which is very good considering everything that happened. And, you know, obviously I was a bit sad because, you know, so close, but just, you know, you need to remember it's okay.
Aisha, I have to jump in here because a merit is an amazing mark. Do you know a pass is an amazing mark? Anyone who manages to pass a Lambda exams, and they are very difficult. They're not like other boards. Some other boards, you know, there's a lot of leeway. Lambda don't have leeway. They're literally so strict. So so you getting a merit is amazing. Even if you get a pass, it's just amazing. And the whole point is we were supposed to take these exams back in December and we didn't take them till April the 24th. So for everyone to have like hung on to their speeches for that long, believe me, professionals would have just, you know, given up because it's really difficult to keep that impetus going. So well done. And thank you for saying that as well, because that will mean a lot to a lot of people who don't necessarily get the marks they want. Okay. And like I said to you earlier when we were talking about it, you'll never go to an audition in the business and they'll say, oh, what grade lambda are you? Lambda's important now, and it's an important thing, but it's not important for you when you go and have go to a theatre audition or a television audition or anything like that. It's really good for your discipline now. So yeah. So what else are you doing? Sorry.
Yeah. So actually I have singing exams that I'm just about to submit the videos for. We've been doing those for ages as well. So I'm really excited to get that in, and I hope I do well in that. But even if I don't get the top marks, it's okay, because it's the work that counts.
Absolutely.
And I'm also doing violin exams at the same time. It's this month, it's in like 3 weeks or something, and I am terrified because I am not ready at all. I had my lesson today, and my teacher's lovely, she's amazing, and she said to me, she's like, you really need to pull it together because your exam is in a few weeks and you're not ready. And I was like, oof, I really am not ready, but we'll be fine. It'll be fun.
You'll be great. You'll be better than I was when I decided I was living in London as an actor, and I decided to go to a second-hand shop. I found this violin, and it was literally like a cat crawling in the room, screeching. It was horrendous. So to be able to play the violin is an amazing, amazing thing.
I mean, I can barely play the violin. So
well,
it's fun. I do recommend I only recommend if you have the patience, because it is one of those instruments you just have to be patient with it, because it's obviously you want to pick up a violin, go like, oh my god, amazing, I'm going to play all of this stuff, but it's just you can't. I can no, I don't even know why I started. One day I was just like, oh yeah, I want a violin for my birthday. So my mum got me one. And then I started learning that January, and I haven't stopped. And everyone I talk to is like, oh, I started learning violin once and then I quit. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
it is very fun. And I really enjoy it. So doing that will be nice. Having that exam and singing exams and lambda, and then also doing school exams. It's a lot of exams at one time. So
it is tons of things. Tons of. Well,
but yeah, that's all my news. But what's going on with SYT?
Nice link, Aisha. Nicely linked. Well, shall we find out? Okay, so when we started this show, we were sort of back about 4 months ago, wasn't it? We've had sort of 4 or 5 shows, and there wasn't really any news because we were all still sort of locked down in our rooms, not doing anything. But it's literally exploded in the last few weeks. So we're all back to class. So all the 10, 11 venues are up and running, apart from the singing venue, which people aren't allowed to sing, obviously, at the moment still. We had the lambda exams. Well done, everyone who passed the lambda exams. All of you, you did brilliantly, brilliantly. And thanks so much to Ross, our brilliant artistic director on the lambda.
Yes, Ross, you were so good.
Legend.
Amazing.
Yeah. And we've got some new teachers as well who've joined SYT. We've got Judy, who's running the Worthing and Stenning branch. I was running Worthing and Shoreham branch, rather. She's lovely. Sophie, who joined us in our Cranley branch, which isn't strictly Sussex, but it's one of our Surrey branch. And Moira. Moira's amazing. And she just joined us in the Stenning branch. And she was in a programme with Dame Judy Dench and Jeffrey Palmer called As Time Goes By for about 8 series, I think it's lasted. So you can imagine she has got a plethora of knowledge, and she had her first session with them last night in Stenning. They're very lucky. I stayed for the first 15 minutes and she had them eating out of the palm of her hand. So she's going to be teaching them some amazing skills, and hopefully we'll get her in to do some workshops as well. The Eliza Doolittle course and the improv course, they started a few Saturdays ago, fully booked, brilliant. And Ross is running Eliza, Isaac's running the improv, and they're brilliant. The students are having a really, really good time there. And do you know about the summer course, Aisha? The summer school, the 4-day summer school?
I mean, I know a little bit. You have to tell me more now.
I have to tell you more. Oh, look, we've got Ian Perry watching. Do you know the actor Ian Perry?
Yeah, I think so.
You know more about him. His special guest coming on. They're slightly related there. So, all right, we'll come back to that in a second. But the 4-day summer school, have a look at this and it'll tell you all about it. In case you haven't heard the buzz on the street, this summer we welcome award-winning presenter, director, actor and writer Simon Davies to Worthing for his unique 4-day TV summer school. Here's what you need to know. Hi, Simon. I cannot tell you how excited we are to welcome you to Worthing this summer. So what's it all about?
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it myself. So here's the thing. Over the last year, since we've been in lockdown, I've been doing Zoom classes for youth theatres all over the country. And the one thing that has struck me is that people who are interested in television and acting, they need to find out about casting directors. How do I get onto the television? How do I get a partner? How do I make a self-tape? So the course is designed to answer all those questions. On day one, we are going to be looking at introducing yourself to camera and putting a self-tape together. What do I do? How do I do it? How do I make it good? On day two, we're going to be looking at film acting, acting for the camera. It's a different kind of acting to the theatre, and I'm going to be giving you some tips to share as well. Day three, we're going to be talking about presenting. We're going to be doing a game show. We're going to be having lots of fun, but you're going to be presenting yourself to camera as well. And on day four, we have got a bit of a surprise because we're going to put the whole thing together and put you guys under a bit of pressure to come up with a really good performance of your own.
Well, that sounds absolutely amazing, Simon. I cannot wait to see you in the summer. If I was young enough to do the course, I would. But it's for 9 to 18-year-olds, and I know lots of people will be out there interested. So if you do want to book on, and for more information, follow the links and go to bookmeonit.co.uk/summer. Simon, I really look forward to seeing you in the summer.
I look forward to being there as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing some really good work.
Brilliant. So excited for that.
That looks amazing, Mitch. Like, that looks so good.
Aisha, you're booked on. You know that. You know you're there. You're on before it gets sold out. You are on, so your place is safe.
Ah, I'm glad. That looks so good. I mean, I can't imagine not going. But Mitch, shall we bring out our special guest?
We can bring out a special guest, but before we do, the lovely Victoria Donovan, she's one of my best and closest friends. I've known her for years and years and years. And, you know, she was the original Eglantine in the BBC Borrowers. And she's so cute and sweet. So we put a little montage together of some of the bits and bobs she's done. So you'll so enjoy this, and then we'll bring her on after.
Love your music, love your Nokia, sponsor of the X Factor.
Well, we can't go back. I couldn't face Loopy.
We've got to. We've got to stay here. There is no way out.
Yes, there is. Little Tina. I'll show you.
Let's take Tina. Lead the way. Tina, we've already looked in here.
It's under that thing. A drain.
A drain?
Ditchley and Ulrich use it. It comes out by the stream. It's one of their secrets. Then why didn't they tell us? They just wouldn't. Everything's a secret with them. They do a lot of bad things. They steal from other borrowers. They stole from Spiller. That's how they get so much. And they're bullies. They shut the door on you.
I thought so.
How could they?
Come with us. I can't. Mother needs me. She doesn't know what Ditchley's really like. Break her heart if she knew.
Oh, you poor girl.
I'd better be getting back.
Your Tina. You're a very, very brave girl.
Goodbye.
Hello, Iggy.
I meant to get me down.
What now?
Coffee?
Care to join me? Perhaps dinner afterwards.
You're asking me out on a date? What, here and now after everything?
Unless you've got something else more important to do.
Keys?
Keys.
Yeah. You're not driving like that, you'll kill someone.
Good evening, Victoria. How are you?
Good evening, good evening.
I love that. I love that at the end when you grab the bottle, and I know how you throw, so God knows who you killed throwing that bottle somewhere. And of course, who was the person you were acting with at the end there?
And that was my husband, Ian Pirrie.
Your lovely husband, Ian, who's
I was
watching.
lucky enough to get to do a short film with Ian, which was really good fun.
That's really nice, isn't it? Yeah, he's obviously watching, which is lovely. He was saying another string to add to your bow, which was directed at you, I think, Aisha, about your violin. But thanks so much for coming on. Like everyone, all the people who are watching, the younger ones, the adults, and everyone, it's always nice to know where people started out. We sort of know where you are now. Well, we don't. You're going to tell us where you are now, but how you started out and what your journey was like, because people have no idea when they're starting out, do they?
Yeah. So basically my journey has taken me to some amazing places. Just my desire to be an actress has given me the most amazing adventure, and so my advice to anyone that wants to pursue a performing career, do it, because even though you might not get to your to be a Hollywood actress or actor, the journey getting there will take you to some amazing places.
So were you always interested in acting? How did it come about for you?
Well, I can't remember ever not wanting to be an actor or an actress, really. From my earliest memories, I would listen to The Sound of Music, Jesus Christ Superstar, and make all my family watch me put shows on in the garden. And I can't ever remember not wanting to do it. So there wasn't ever a moment where I went, oh, that's what I want to be. I always wanted to do it. My path has kind of changed slightly as I've gone through my career, but the desire to perform has been there for as long as I can remember.
So you were born in Wales, you grew up in Wales, and you did your did you do amateur dramatics and things in Wales, or did you belong to a club?
Amateur dramatics. I started off doing dancing and ballet and the usual stuff, and then my dog's just walking under my legs, and then I joined the local amateur dramatics company, and I did that for many years. Did cabaret shows with them and many musicals, and then at 16 I begged my mum to let me go to drama school in Maidenhead, which at the time was quite an unusual thing to do, because nobody really wanted to be an actress. In my careers day, when I said I want to perform and be an actress, they looked at me like I was a bit odd and say, yeah, but what do you really want to do? And I said, that's what I want to be. And my parents wanted me to wait to go to the Welsh College of Music and Drama when I was 18, but I couldn't wait. And I found this lovely theatre school in Maidenhead called Redroofs, which is where we met Mitch. Yeah. And I showed it to my mum, and my mum said, well, I'll take you up there for the audition and see how you get on, but you're not going to London, because at the time the only theatre schools really that would accept you at 16 were all in the centre of London. So she said, let's go and visit this place in Maidenhead and see what it's all about. And it was set in a really quaint little village, and the atmosphere was so lovely that my mum said I would be happy for you to come here at 16. Well, I was 17 by the time I went, but yeah, so that's how come I ended up going to Red Roofs, and where my professional journey began, really.
So what was the first job? What was the first professional job you got? Was it Eglantine in the boroughs, or?
Actually, it wasn't. I went to a Welsh-speaking school in Llandaff in Wales, and I remember I was queuing up for dinner, and the headmaster came up to me and said, "Oh, you've got long hair. Can you come to my office?" And I literally was like panicking, thinking, "What have I done? What's wrong with having long hair?" And when I went into his office, there was 3 people sat there, and they were from BBC Wales, and they were filming a TV series about the Welsh moving to Patagonia, and they'd come to the school looking to cast 2 sisters, and they said, "We just need a couple of sisters with long hair that look like they could be from that era." They had no idea that I wanted to be an actress. It literally was that I had long hair, but I thought all my Christmases had come at once. And I got home so excited, saying, "They've picked me to be in this TV series." So that was my first job, which I got just for having long hair and standing in the dinner queue. But I had an amazing time.
Oh, she's turning into a robot. It's a robot audition.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Hold on. You were robotic for a little while there. Can you? I don't think you can tell she's robotic.
No, I don't.
And can somebody say Vicky sounds like a robot in the comments? It is literally like a robot audition, isn't it?
It literally is. It just keeps going.
I'll maybe give her a little message, because I know that her reception isn't very good where she is. Can you hear me, Vic? Can you hear me there, darling? You might need to move outside. What I'll do, see, look, this is live. This is what happens.
I know the struggle. I get it. I feel her pain.
I'm just going to ask her to. So, that says, "Can you love it side," rather than "Can you move outside?" We did this test earlier as well, and it was all fine. So I know Vicky as well. She is a. Somebody's written in the comments. Okay, Vicky sounds like a robot. Let's go off and come back on, or go off and come back on. So I know that Vicky off and come back on. Sending this. This is brilliant live. See, we don't have like assistants or anything to ring up and sort of. Right, Vicky, if you can hear me, go off, click out, and then come back in. Anyway, it's brilliant, isn't it?
It's getting more robotic every time it says a sound.
I know, but I know Vicky. Is a natural Welsh speaker as well, and she's done a lot for BBC Wales, which is amazing. She might be able to tell us about that. At some stage.
Maybe.
No, we can't hear you, darling. So everyone's saying like sounding like a robot. So we know Vicky sounds like a robot. We're literally trying to salvage this interview. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to tell you some of the jobs Vicky's done as well. So she's done lots of independent films. She obviously did that independent film with her husband, Ian, in Ian Perry. And they do quite a lot together, actually. She might be able to tell us about how she helps Ian do self-tapes. All right, she's gone off. She might come back.
Oh, she got the message. She knows.
She's got the message. She knows that she's. We knew this might happen. It's the thing of live action.
I mean, maybe sounding like a robot is one of her many talents.
Look, she's outside. She's outside.
Hey.
Here I am.
Hello, darling. Hello. Right,
sorry
stay on her
about
screen.
my Wi-Fi is really bad here, but I'm back in the room. Can you hear
That's
me?
right. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Ian's just put brilliant, because I can imagine him. He's probably guffawing and laughing out loud that the internet went down. Vicky, can you tell us what Ian's doing at the moment, where he is?
Yes, Ian is in Budapest at the moment, filming don't think I'm allowed to tell you exactly what he's filming, but he's filming an adaptation of something, an 8-part series. And so he's out there as we speak, prepping and running around firing guns and such like. So yeah, so he's in Budapest at the minute.
Brilliant, having a lovely time, I'm sure. Right, whilst you were sounding like a robot, I just said that you've done a few independent films, and you're also a natural Welsh speaker, aren't you? You've done a few jobs in is it fluent Welsh, natural Welsh? What do they call it?
Fluent Welsh. Actually, all my education was done through the Welsh language. It was so all my lessons I did French to Welsh rather than obviously English to French. Maths was done Welsh to maths. So so sometimes if someone's talking about maths, I'm like, I don't know what you're speaking about, because obviously I learned through the Welsh language. So sometimes it took me ages to know what multiply was. I was like, what's multiply? But no, I'm joking. But yeah, so it was interesting. I haven't spoken Welsh that much over the last little while, because obviously I now live in London, near London rather. But yeah.
So no, that's fab. So where we lost you is you'd sort of left Redruth and you were going out into the world. And I know that when you left Redruth, you then moved to London, didn't you? As most actors and actresses do, because that's where the action is, or where the main hub of everything is. So what happened there? Give us a little. What were you doing when you weren't acting? Tell us all about those things.
Yeah, so I was actually lucky. As I left Redruth, I did get a TV series called The Borrowers, as you know, which gave me a bit of confidence when I went out into the industry, because I did know that the next year I would be doing the second series. So I kind of had that in my back pocket to kind of think, well, you know, whatever happens this year, I know that I've got a job next year. But initially I was working, I did lots of jobs. I did some chaperoning initially, and then I moved to London and worked front of house at Miss Saigon, the original Miss Saigon, which was amazing. One of my favourite shows. And then from there did some teaching, and then I started dressing on Phantom of the Opera, which I started off doing the Ballet Girls, and then moved up to dress Christine. So got to meet some amazing people and do the 25th anniversary concert where I dressed Sierra Boggess, who's a big Broadway star, which was brilliant.
That was amazing. I saw it. I just caught the end of it the other day, and I put up on Facebook. I'm very proud of my friends. You and Liz were involved in it, and there were some other people, obviously, I knew and we know in it. But it's such an amazing production, isn't it? It's literally a masterpiece. It must be so. And the theatre is so huge. And I'm not talking about even the Royal Albert Hall now, but Her Majesty's. How far does it go down? Is it 6 stories or so, or?
Oh, the Her Majesty's actually isn't one of the bigger theatres. Drury Lane is one of the bigger ones. But the Albert Hall, you mean? When the Albert Hall, yeah, it's massive. I couldn't tell you how many people the Albert Hall holds. It's massive. Yeah.
And you get lost there anyway, don't you? Because it's a circular, so you go out the door and then you're like, where am I going back to? Where am I? Where is this? So you have to go to some numbers. Okay, there's another sad thing during COVID. You got quite a few acting bits and bobs, didn't you? And what sort of happened to them?
I did, yeah. I was due to go and play. They're doing an adaptation of Princess Diana, her life, and I got the role of the prince's nanny. And I was due to fly to Berlin to do that, but unfortunately, because of COVID, they weren't allowing anyone to fly into Germany, so they recast me in Germany. So I didn't get to do that, and then I got another job which I was excited about, but then they rewrote the script and my character wasn't in it, so I had a couple of opportunities that didn't come off, but you know, you carry on.
Can I ask you as well a serious question here, because obviously Aisha was sort of disappointed about her exam mark and things like that. You've just said 2 things that are quite devastating to oneself, isn't it? You know, sort of, you know, you get a job, it's exciting, 2 jobs, and then they're sort of the rug's taken away. What's your way of dealing with? And it's not necessarily rejection, but it's sort of disappointment, isn't it? Well, how do you deal with it? What's your advice to Aisha?
I just think I've always lived by the theory that what's meant for you won't pass by you, and I really do believe that if something doesn't work out for you, it's because it's not meant to. And I've looked back on my life and things that I thought that I wanted at the time and I was upset with at the time, I've looked back and gone, okay, so it's led me to this point. So that's my philosophy, and how I keep myself up is because when things don't go my way, I just think, well, it's because it's not meant to, and it's taking me to another direction, which is kind of how I've viewed my whole acting career, really, because you set off with this dream of where you want to be, and I kind of feel that whether you actually ever get there is by the by. The important thing is that you enjoy the journey and the adventure on trying to get to that point, because I look back and my life of pursuing an actor has taken me to some amazing places, and all my friends that I've met, and just my life has been so enriched by just having that dream. So that's kind of how I look at things when things don't go my way. I think, oh well, you know, something better will come, or, you know, that's the way I look at it.
Thanks for that, Vix. Oh, also, because I mentioned this in one of the previous surgeries and said that I was going to ask you, is you went to LA, didn't you? It's a thing called pilot season. Can you explain that to us? I thought I was so proud of you to do this. It's amazing. Tell us the process that thousands of actors have to go through every year. Just give us a little insight, because I don't think a lot of people, you know, especially youngsters, know what pilot season is or how that sort of works in LA.
So pilot season normally it starts towards the end of January through to kind of the end of March-ish time, and it's when all the studios and all production companies try and sell their ideas. So the companies will make a pilot of let's say Friends, for example, will have started as a pilot that then they try and sell to a network and this, that and the other. So at that time of year there's so many projects being made that an actor will try and get in on a pilot, so that if that pilot is then picked up on, you then get the chance to, more often than not, get the chance to be in that sitcom or that series, unless for whatever reason they want to change. Sometimes it has been known that you get cast in a role and the pilot's picked up, but they want to swap you out maybe for a name or whatever. But generally, it's a time of year when there's a lot more opportunity for actors because there's so much work there. So I thought I would go over and see what it was all about. So I went over for the 3 months and just shopped around to see about getting a manager and an agent, and just took in the whole vibe of it all, which was really exciting, which again is one of my when I say it took me to, my acting has taken me to amazing places, that's an experience that I would never have experienced if I wasn't wanting to be an actress, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and it's really brave of you to just go, I'm going off. I remember it, just thinking, and you drove the wrong way down a road, didn't you? You were just driving down the freeway or something, and everyone was, which didn't surprise me.
I turned out onto the road the wrong way, but luckily the cars in front of me were at a set of lights, so they all looked at me and I just kind of waved my arms and said I'm sorry, and did a 3-point turn and then followed the traffic. So yeah, it's a
I'm
bit,
sorry, I'm British. I'm not from around these parts. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I don't know which way I'm driving.
Vix, we've got some questions from viewers, if that's all right, that were sent in beforehand. So you okay to answer them?
Yes. Yeah.
Or try your best in your best way. Okay, Aisha's going to kick these off.
Okay, so David from Darrington asks, what was it like working on The Borrowers?
It was a dream come true, really, because as a kid I used to watch The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe that was on every Saturday or Sunday evening actually, and it was one of those things that everybody used to settle down and watch the TV, and I'd think, oh, I would have loved to have been in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. And when The Borrowers was aired, it was the same time slot as that. So when I got the job, I just thought, oh, brilliant, I'm on a Sunday night TV series and just living my best life, really.
And you're still really good friends. There was Ross McCall in there, wasn't there, at the very end, who we were sort of friends with at Red Juice, and he's a Hollywood actor now. And there's obviously Rebecca Callard, who played what's the name? Who she played?
She played Arietti, and Rebecca's
Arietti.
one is one of my best friends. I met her on Saturday for her birthday, and I'm her son's godmummy. So so we're still really, really close to this day. We met at 16 and 17, I think. We're still best friends. So
that's amazing. That's brilliant. And obviously working with Penelope Wilton and Ian Holm. How amazing! Yeah. It's like a masterclass.
That was the it is, and that was one of the most memorable things in my career is I did a scene when we were all sat around the table, and it was a scene where I didn't have anything to say, but I just had to clock what everybody was doing. And I remember after that scene, Ian Holm came up to me and said, well done. He said, you're one to look out for. He said that was brilliant, and that really made me feel good, and like I right thing for going into the industry. And whether he was right or wrong at that moment, it just made me feel good because he's such a brilliant actor.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't have said it if he didn't mean it, and I think that's really nice. It does give you that bolster, doesn't it? You know, it really does. Okay, Renee from Fleet asks.
And I think it's important to listen to the. Oh, sorry.
No, darling, you carry on. You just roughshod over me. Go on. It's important to listen to what?
No, I was just saying. I think it's really important to listen to the positive comments, because there's a lot of people in the industry that, especially when you're following your dream, and when it's something like being an artist or a musician or an actor, there's a lot of people that kind of try and tell you not to do it. So it's always really important to remember the people that have been positive and said nice things to you, and always keep them in your back pocket. So if anyone is negative, you just brush them off and focus on the good.
I know, you're absolutely right. There's always even people nowadays, aren't there? So going, oh, you're not still doing it, or you're not still, whatever. So it's good to keep that positivity. Yeah. Okay, I was halfway through a question. Renee from Fleet asks, what's the worst thing you have done at, I daren't even think about it, done at an audition?
Oh, the worst thing I've done.
Oh, you've frozen then.
The worst thing. Am I back now?
You're back. No, I thought you frozen. You were just thinking. Back. That's all. Yeah, carry on.
Thinking. So the worst thing is that I was. Can you hear me? I was at an audition where we started to read the script. But I was starting at one place, and the casting director was sitting in another place that I didn't realise she was over the page. And her first line was, "If you just wait here a moment and I'll be back." And so rather than saying the line, which was whatever the line was, I went, oh, okay. And then just sat down and stopped reading, because I actually genuinely thought she was going to go out the room and come back. But it was actually the script. And then she went, are you going to carry on? And I went, oh, sorry. I thought you were going. And she thought, oh, you're crazy. So, yeah. So that didn't go so well.
Did you get that job? Did you get that job or not? Or was that like a strange, isn't it? How bizarre.
I didn't.
Oh, well, they didn't get you there. Okay. Aisha, you have a question.
Yeah, Lydia from Horsham asks, how do you learn lines?
How do I learn lines? I just keep going over them and over them. My problem is sometimes I like to paraphrase. So I do have to, I think I know them, and then I do my version, and then my husband says, you're not saying the right lines. You're making the lines up. So I have to go back over them and just double check that I'm saying the exact accurate lines that the writer wrote, because I do have a habit of going, oh yeah, I know it, and actually I kind of know it in my version. So but I just keep going over and over it.
Okay, cool. We've got Matt from Worthing, and he asks, what would be your dream job, and do you have an agent?
I do have an agent. I'm with Felix de Wolf, which is actually one of the oldest agents in London. They've been around a long, long time. And I guess my dream job would be to do I guess either like a big Hollywood film or a really cool TV series, something like Handmaid's Tale or Homeland or something like that. A really cool, gritty TV series.
Excellent. Okay, Aisha, you have the final question.
So Doug from Crawley asks, what would you be if you weren't an actress?
If I wasn't an actress, I would probably be like a children's chaperone, which is what I do when I'm not acting. But if I was to pick a career completely away from the industry, I would probably say a veterinary nurse, because I love animals.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be lovely. Oh, the bell has gone, which can only mean one thing, which means we're going to play the talent spot. Every surgery, Vicky, we have a talent spot, so it's random. It could be anyone, but this was from last year, and this is Sean. He's from our Fleet venue, and I set everybody a mission that they had to do a monologue in a minute, and it was about either selling a product or selling a place, like, you know, a castle or an event or something. And I love what Sean's done here. There's about 1 million cuts in it, but he's got background effects in and everything. It's really nice. And Sean now, he's in his final sort of year with us at Fleet Youth Theatre. He's a lovely lad, and I've known him. He's probably been with us the longest, 10 years or so, since we very, very first started, or nearly first started. So here's Sean with his Warwick Castle.
Hello, and welcome all to Warwick Castle. Firstly, I would like to thank you so much for booking the guided tour with us. My name is Sean, and I will be your tour guide for today. So this beautiful piece of architecture you see over there was built back in 1068. It was built by William the Conqueror to house him and his troops on their way up north. During this tour, I will make personally sure that you see it all. We will start with the interior of the castle, looking at the Great Hall and staterooms. We will then go down to the River Avon at 1:30 p.m. to watch the world-famous trebuchet show. After that, we will go back up to the castle for your slot in Time Tower, where you get to witness the birth of Warwick Castle. Now, this is my favourite thing on the tour. It's the best thing in the castle. Sadly, after Time Tower, your tour will be over. But the castle does not close until 5 o'clock, so you still have a few hours to explore. There is plenty of stuff you can do. You can book yourself a visit to the Princess Tower, where your dreams of being a princess come true. Or alternatively, if you want something a bit more intense, you can enter our dungeon to witness some of the darkest, bloodiest and scariest events in Warwick Castle's history. If you enjoy your visit, we look forward to seeing you again. If you want to have unlimited access to return to the castle and many other attractions across the UK, including London Dungeons, the London Eye, Sea Life and Alton Towers, then make sure you buy yourself a Merlin pass. Now, we best be getting on with the staterooms and the Great Hall. If you have any questions, do not be afraid to ask me.
There's Sean there. I really, really love his mission there, and with his background sound effects of the people. I think it's so important to do those little monologues and stuff. He was so energized and so engaged in it, and you can tell he obviously really loves Warwick Castle. So that's a good thing. And of course, Aisha, you've done tons of those, haven't you? The Monday missions and stuff like that. So they're good. Yeah, Victoria,
hello.
You are on. Look at her. What are you doing? Are you making a sandwich or something?
I didn't realise I was on air. Sorry.
That's good, isn't it? You're always on, darling. You're always on. She's on.
I'm back in the house now. Can you see? Because my signal was really crackly. I don't know if it was sounding really crackly, but anyway, I'm back in the house.
Well, we'll try. And there's Joanne Ripper saying that is a lovely castle. Obviously, referring back to Sean's Monday mission there. Okay, so Vix, thanks for giving us all that information, your background and your sort of pathway as an actress and as a performance coach, everything. But should we have a little bit of fun now? We always do the guests just at the end to ask them the questions, which, funnily enough, the funny questions sort of get beneath your skin a little bit more, so we get to know you a little bit more. I'm just trying to work out how to start the timer. Now, most of the guests who have gone on have answered this in a minute, but knowing you, it may take a little bit longer.
Might do. I like to elaborate.
We love you anyway, so you can just take as long as you want. But I'm going to time you anyway. So, are you ready to play? I went to the effort of making the graphic a little video, so I thought I'd play it. Okay, are you ready, Victoria?
I am ready.
Are you ready, Aisha?
Yes.
Right. I'm going to kick off. Your time will start at the end of this first question. What is your favourite chocolate bar?
Snickers.
What's your favourite meal?
Battered sausage and chips from the chip shop.
Oh, what's your favourite place for holiday?
LA.
Worst meal someone could give you?
Anything with too much garlic in.
Your favourite drink?
A cup of tea.
Favourite song?
Tomorrow from Annie, only because I loved Annie as a kid.
Oh, favourite film?
The Sound of Music, again, because I was obsessed with it as a kid.
What age did you leave home?
17.
What car do you drive?
A Fiat 500.
What's your best quality?
I think that I'm caring.
What's happened here? How are you being so concise? This is ridiculous.
Because I was going to prove you wrong that I can not waffle when needed.
You have proved she can't waffle. Look, 15 seconds. Well, 45 seconds she did that in. I think that's better than anybody else has done. So congratulations. So I just say sausage, batter, and chips. Whenever I ring Vix, if I ring Vix and she's away, her and her husband are always. I say, "What are you having tonight?" She says, "Oh, we're having a fish supper or something." It's always like they always seem
It's
to me.
my favourite meal. It's my favourite meal, and it's not good for you, but I love it.
I know.
And Tomorrow from Annie is a really good song. I really like that song too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is a good song. I just think some people might be like, Tomorrow from Annie out of all the songs in the world.
No. Tomorrow from Annie is amazing, and maybe I use that a lot. The song "Maybe" from Annie, I use it a lot in singing lessons because of the arpeggio. Like,
really hard to sing.
Far away, and it's really tough. It's really tough, you know, to sing. And actually, Annie and oh, look at Joanne again. Well done and good choices. Annie and Oliver are two of my favourite musicals. I just think they're genius musicals of the old sort of school. You know, 22 years ago. Aisha, you have the next fun question for
the funnest question of them all. So, if you were to produce a film or play, who would your ideal cast be? You can have 5 people living or not, fictional or real, family, friends, famous people, or imaginary characters.
Right, so I'd have to have Shirley Temple again because I used to love Shirley Temple and collect all her films when I was younger. So Shirley Temple, Leonardo DiCaprio, just because I think he's a fabulous actor. Let's say Kirsten Dunst because I love her as an actress. Judy Garland. And then I'd have to put my dad in it, even though he's not an actor, but I'd put him in it just so I could see him again.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. And they're all class
management or something, bless him. But yeah, I'd get him.
I love that. You might have to do stage management. Did you ever actually see your dad act? He could have been a killer actor.
No, he used to be in the local choir. He was at the male voice choir, but he was good in that. So I think he'd be all right if I gave him a part.
Yeah, they'd be fab. Okay, your final question is, what is the best piece of advice you could give anyone wanting to get into the business?
The best bit of advice, I think, is to be brave. Be brave and follow your dreams, and also enjoy the journey, because you don't know when or if you're ever going to get where you set off, but it's really important to enjoy the adventure and the journey getting there, because that's what your life will be made of. So just be brave and enjoy.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Vix. What's in the pipeline for you at the moment? What are you up to at the moment, or what are you?
Well, at the moment, I'm filming. I'm chaperoning some children on a Disney film, and I'm going to go to Sardinia with them in a couple of weeks to finish filming. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it is, so I won't.
You can't say anything, can you?
It could be anything. But yes, I'm off to Sardinia for a couple of weeks, looking after some children. But they're all taking a parent, which is nice. So I'll just be looking after them on set. So I should be able to see a bit of Sardinia.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today, and thanks for all your brilliant advice. And you'll come back soon, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, I will. Sure.
Thanks, Vicky.
Sorry about my rubbish internet.
That's all right. We love a robot. We love a robot.
It was great. It was really good.
Ah.
Take care.
Take care. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Isn't she lovely? Another stunning guest on the surgery. What did you take away from today?
I think what she said about just doing it for like the journey is really important, because it doesn't be all end all matter where you end up, as long as you have fun. That's what really matters.
Absolutely. And there are tons of ups and downs in everybody's life all the time, whether you're young, old, or anything. Nothing even if you get to where you want to be, sometimes then you change, and then, you know, it just, you know, your goalposts change all the time, and they should, because then you develop sort of as a person and as a character. Okay, so do you know, well, our next surgery is going to be on July the 6th, so a month away. Do you know who our next exciting guest is going to be?
Okay, I've actually been thinking this time, I promise. It's not going to be a stupid guess, I promise you.
Good.
I feel like, you know, because he has a show coming out, it could definitely be Tom Hiddleston.
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, well, because she just released her album, what about, like, Olivia Rodrigo, maybe?
Well, she was a bit last year, I'd say.
Okay. I'm not too sure. This might be a bit of a bold guess, but, you know, just in case. What about Chris Evans, you know, maybe?
Oh, right. Well, we have got Chris Evans, but not next time. It's going to be in a little while thing. But what I can tell you is we've got loads of different guests in the pipeline. So we've got, obviously, Vicky, who we've just spoken to. She's married to Ian Peary, who's a brilliant actor. He's over in Budapest at the moment. He's watching this, so he still doesn't know, but he's coming on at some stage. He's probably thinking, am I? So he's going to come on, tell us all about his life. He's literally so busy at the moment. He's never been busier in lockdown, like doing lots of brilliant things. Also, my friend, really good friend, Joe Thieker, who's we were all sort of young together as well. She's going to come on and tell us what it's like to be a mum of an up-and-coming child actor. Her son Louis, who I've known since he was a wee kid in Brighton, he's filming CBBC program in Wales at the moment, so he's away from home as well. So I think a lot of parents sort of think like, oh brilliant, my kid will get a TV series somewhere, and then they suddenly take you to Wales and you don't see them for like 2 months or so. So there's a lot of things to be spoken about there with mums and the kids. I'm really looking forward to having them on. And of course Ian was in James Bond, Phantom of the Opera, who played Valjean in Les Mis. He was in Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was in Demons, Da Vinci Demons, and as I say, he's currently away in Budapest. Oh, loads happening. Anyway, Aisha, thank you so much. Well done on everything, and stay well. And I will see you for the next Thursday. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as always, take care, Darren. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Well, everyone, thanks so much for watching the surgery live again. Even if you're watching this on catch up, it's an absolutely glorious evening outside the British summer. So take care, and we'll see you next time, July the 6th, and we'll have some brilliant guests as always to entertain you and educate us all. Have a fab evening.